Hey guys, gals and legionnaires, Rycon here. I'm joined once more by the indomitable Izak Tait from Stormforge Productions. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a playtest of the Ruined Age. Isaac's going to be taking me through, trying his best to make me feel pain and suffering, but probably at the same time tell a bit of a tale, and at the same time we'll get a better understanding of exactly how the Ruined Age plays. I'm going to be asking a few questions as we go along, as I'm going to be learning along with you guys. I know I have a pretty basic understanding of the game from our past interview, but as we kind of play through it, I think we're all going to get a better understanding of exactly how it works. So, Izak, take us away.
It's just after sundown at your local watering hole, coincidentally called Your Local. You're sitting outside the pub enjoying a quiet pint after a long day when a familiar face sits down across from you. It's Sebastian, your contact in the Hazenstein trade family. He looks as sober as a judge, and you can tell he's not here for your good company. Without so much as a hello or how are you, he says to you, I hope you don't have much planned for tonight, because the matriarch has need of your services.
So the matriarch is the leader of the Heisenstein family?
Yes.
Correct? And the Heisenstein family is the family that I'm working for. I'm playing a character, Alistair Thatcher, who is essentially a mercenary for hire in Middleburg, which is the main city in the Ruined Age where a lot of the stories and the tales take place. Is that right?
Yeah.
Sebastian, you look troubled, sir.
Not as troubled as you'll be tonight. A duke from Gaeland, the Rowan of Cernmere, has just arrived on our fair island of Alphresia to visit some extended family, and he's brought along his only child, the Lady Jocelyn. The Lady Jocelyn has in her possession, or so my contacts say, a very valuable piece of jewellery, a necklace once said to belong to the sister of the good Emperor Amadeus. Simply put, the matriarch wants it, and you're going to steal it for her.
Ah, I would assume this necklace is worth a large amount of coin.
Oh, indeed. But unfortunately for you, the matriarch will only pay once she has the necklace.
Of course, I would only assume as much, but my talents are renowned to the Heisenstein family. What would the offer on the table be for such a dangerous and, well, risky mission?
Enough to keep you satisfied in a Nasitanian brothel for the next year.
Next year? I do have a quiet one next year. I believe my evening might be free enough to accommodate this request of yours.
Marvellous.
Details then, my good sir.
You are a lucky man tonight. I have everything you could possibly need. The Duke is staying at the Castle Siergard. It's only a few kilometers east of Middleburg, along the coast road. You cannot miss it. I also have this for you. And Sebastian hands you a paper-wrapped package.
You shouldn't have.
I unwrap the package, but discreetly at the same time. I don't know what could be in this box. I take my time, make sure that there's no prying eyes, and peek inside.
Inside you find quite an ornamental mask. It looks like a lion's face. And alongside this mask you find a very beautifully artistic piece of paper. Sebastian says, your invite and mask for the ball tonight. The castle is holding a masked ball to honour the Duke's arrival. This will be the perfect opportunity for you to slip in and get the necklace. Sebastian looks at his pocket watch, raises his eyebrows and says, you better get going. The ball starts in a few hours.
Right, I'll finish this one quick then.
I give him a nod and close back up the box of goodies.
Sebastian gets up and, without so much as a goodbye, takes his leave. But now, it's all up to you.
Alright, okay. I have my details. Castle Siergard, by the sea. There's going to be a lot of people there, but it's a masquerade ball, so I should be able to get in with this invitation. I'll obviously want to be prepared. So I think the best course of action for me from this point on is going to be trying to use those 5 hours as best as possible. Now, my local, in terms of its location within the city, would it be faster for me to return to my home or to, say, go to the docks and organise a boat?
From where you are in the League District, your house is sort of on the way to the docks. You can stop by and get whatever you need.
Of course, I see, yeah. And I suppose if this being my local, I would be quite close to home. Well, relatively.
Relatively.
I see. Well, I finish my drink then. I pick up my package and discreetly place it underneath my cloak and exit. But I guess at the same time, I want to be cautious. Any chance I might be able to do a check, see if anyone has been listening in on me and Sebastian?
Right. Roll a perception check and we'll see if you can spot anyone who's paying too much interest in you or not paying enough interest in you.
I'm a very interesting person, so of course there would be some interest, of course, yes. So my perception is 30. Let's see. And I have got a 92, so that's pretty bad. So we're rocking a D10 and a D100 here. Ideally, I would have wanted that to not be a 92.
No, you want to always get below your skill number. So you
Yeah.
want to get a 30 or below.
Yes.
That 92, oh, that's terrible.
It's,
Actually.
yeah, I mean, I guess beer goggles maybe slightly.
Yeah, a little bit inebriated. Perhaps
Yeah.
Too caught up in the moment of anticipation for the masked ball.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, it's business as usual in the pub.
Good then. So just the right amount of interest. Well, in that case, I'll confidently stride out of my local outside. I will jump on my mount, my horse, and head towards home as fast as I can. How far from home am I at the moment?
Your local's roughly a good maybe 2-3 kilometers from your house.
Okay. So on horse, it's going to cut down my usage of time.
Oh, it'll only be maybe 20 minutes at the most.
Great. Okay. Well, in that case, I will return home.
Okay. You get to your small apartment. What would you like to do there?
Okay. Start going through equipment, things that I have available to me, things that I've had in past adventures. See, Alistair is a character that's, it wouldn't exactly be fresh off, but I suppose in a way, we did talk about archetypes before.
Yeah.
About how you would expect certain people to have certain things, like you would expect a butcher to, have a butcher's knife and a tailor to have a tailoring kit. I guess it's the same thing kind of with the archetypes. You'd expect a mercenary to have something probably to protect themselves with.
Yeah, and some sort of utilities and tools of the trade.
Yeah. So, Alistair, I've got kitted out with a few different things. His kind of signature, I'd say, items are 2 bronze knuckles, which are inscribed on the knuckles with shock runes, so that upon contact on a human being, they shock them. So it's kind of a non-lethal way to take someone down. I've got a few other bits and pieces tucked up my sleeve. So I've got a collection of sound and smoke bombs. I guess they're small, almost pebble-sized objects, which again are inscribed with runes. The sound bomb, creating a sound. The idea being behind that is that it's going to be a distraction, something that I can throw. It's going to create a diversion. And the smoke bombs they're kind of more of an evasion technique for me. If I was trying to get away, get somewhere else, I'd be able to use them. And they activate essentially when they impact stone or ground. Is that correct? Or wood?
Or wood, yeah.
Wood, yes. So they're relatively complex runes on them as well. And obviously they need to have an activation, don't they? They need to have something that makes them go. But these themselves can be pre-charged, is that
with energy,
right?
yes.
Yeah, so we can store energy within them, potential energy in a way, until a command, it's almost like a
trigger.
Yeah, it's like a battery and you've got the terminals, isn't it? So it's just like, that's the thing needed to bridge that gap. So it's ready to go, it's charged already, and as soon as it hits the ground is the determining factor in activating that.
Yeah.
Alright, well in that case, I will pocket them away into a small little pouch. I'll get my knuckle dusters, my bronze knuckles. I will tuck them away as well, get them on the old utility belt, and I've also got a pistol and a blade. Yeah, so nothing too special, unique with them. They're, your average sword, your average pistol. So I guess I'll tuck those away as well. I'm feeling pretty prepared, other than the fact that I probably would feel more comfortable if I have a little bit of extra, something else to give me that little bit of edge in battle. I'm gonna need blood.
Right.
Probably not my own blood, I like to keep my own blood inside my body. It keeps me going, keeps me living. So I think it's Alistair. He wouldn't be, above purchasing blood. Perhaps I could roll my contacts and see if I know anyone or have any previous connections with any blood dealers in the city.
Okay, what's your contact skill level?
My contact skill level is 30.
So 30. Because you have worked and operated in a city for quite a while, I'll put a plus 20 modifier on that.
Okay.
So roll and...
Trying to beat a 50. So essentially this is going to put me pretty much at a 50-50 chance. Fingers crossed. Okay, 27. So that's under my 50 threshold.
Well under. You do know of a man, you've worked with him previously, and from what you can remember, he usually spends this time of night near the dock, so you're quite close to him, and you know where he should be hanging around.
Right, okay, good. So it is getting on in the evening, isn't it?
It is already, it was just after sundown when you were at your local, so it's late twilight.
Right, okay. Alright, well in that case, this is probably the right time for me to be leaving home. I guess everyone will be heading off on their ways, either out to somewhere to drink or on their way back home. So I'm going to go and try and get in contact with this blood dealer.
Okay, you leave your home and you start walking and asking around, and eventually you do find him. You find him, unsurprisingly, in a dim and dusty alleyway. As you walk into the alley, another man walks out, looking about as honest a man as you are. You see Mr. Smith, as they're always called, Mr. Smith, at the far end of this dead-end alleyway, leaning over an exceptionally large leather briefcase. Mr. Smith looks much the same as when you saw him last, middle-aged, but time has not been kind to him. He looks like a drug dealer who's partaken in his own product. He's also wearing a very shabby overcoat that's lost all its colour decades ago.
I see. I approach the man.
Smitty, long time no see. I see you've lost a fair bit of weight there, my friend. New lady in the life, perhaps.
Oh, if only, me poor wee boy, if only. It's a woman. They stay away from me for some reason. Wouldn't have a clue why.
Neither would I. I imagine their lure. It's a mystery to myself as well.
Only the gods know. But, what can I do for you tonight?
Well, I'm in need of product. Good product. And reliable product as, well, you're the man to come to.
So they say, lad, so they say. How much do you need?
Let's start with 5 vials.
Interesting nights, isn't it?
Well, somewhat. A man needs to be prepared for all outcomes on an evening such as this.
Roll a wealth check and see how much you could haggle for.
Okay. So my wealth is 40. Okay. And a 1.
Natural 1. That's the best.
That's what I like to hear. I'm used to crying over natural ones. It's the opposite story.
So you've got more than enough to haggle with. You've got more than enough. You could buy this whole briefcase tonight if you wanted to.
Wow. I guess I won't need that much, but maybe I could, have a little bit of insurance. I'll double the amount. I'll try and go for 10. So I guess upon checking the old coin pouch, I might...
On second thoughts, old friend, I might need a little more, although I am on somewhat hard times at the moment, you see.
Oh, this city's not kind to all of us, is it?
No, not at all. Yes. I'm hoping to build my way out of this one, you see. I hope if everything goes right tonight, well, perhaps I'll have more business opportunities in the future, and more business opportunities means, well, more need for blood. So, I think I might need 10 tonight.
10 vials, lad. I hope you're not doing whatever you're doing around here.
I do not intend to, but like I said, security, backup, man needs to be prepared. And if things go well, as I say, I could find myself in more need of your special talents in the future.
Well, let's both hope that's the case, lad. He pulls from this briefcase 10 vials of blood. They're all each about as long as your middle finger, so there's not quite as much, but you know that's enough to activate most arrays you would probably be needing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He puts them in a small leather bandolier for you and hands it to you, and expectantly holding out his hand for the money.
I don't want to offend the man. You know, I feel like I have a connection for Smitty here. I'll hand him over the money.
He takes it graciously, pockets it, and he says, "Well, good luck to you tonight, lad. Hope you make it, or if you don't, at least make sure I read about it tomorrow."
Of course, I'll make it spectacular for sure.
When I turn away, I want to just get one of those vials out. Just at random, not the first, not the last, maybe just somewhere in the middle. And I want to do a quick test on it just to make sure that this is legitimate stuff. As I think we said in the last interview, sometimes people can come up with substitutes, bad blood. I guess not
Artificially made blood.
Yeah.
Artificially made blood doesn't work on arrays.
Yeah. Is it human blood as well?
Only human blood.
Only human blood. So again, he could be potentially selling me pig's blood or something like that. And bad news. Okay, so I will test it before I leave the alleyway. A small rune inscribed on my hand. Just a basic rune to emit light source.
Alright.
A very, very quick and easy way for me to be able to tell whether or not this is legitimate stuff. So I'll take just a small amount of blood from the vial and just tap on.
Lucky for you, Mr. Smith is an honest man, or as honest as one can be, and this little tattoo glows fairly brightly, but you can cover it easily enough. The
Good.
blood is real and it is human.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I stroll on out of there. I'm probably not too happy, I don't want to, get too much of a spring in my step, don't want to draw any, unwanted attention to myself. And from there, continue on down towards the docks.
Alright, when you get to the docks, what are you specifically looking for? A boat, I assume?
Yes, yeah, I'm after a boat, but I guess it doesn't have to be extraordinarily flashy, because as you said, it's getting towards the evening. I imagine if I turn up at night, no one's going to really see my boat. So I'm kind of imagining if I can get a boat that's, maybe has a smaller, not a dinghy, a smaller boat.
Not quite a dinghy, but
not quite a dinghy. Yeah,
you don't want a warship as well.
Yeah, no, yeah. So something that would be able to get me, say, close, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, with your natural one, we do know you are carrying a fair amount of money on you, so roll a perception check as you walk around, and we'll see what we can come up with.
Okay, my perception is 30, so let's have a go. 30.
On the dot.
On the dot. And so, if it is the same, that counts?
That counts. You
Great.
just made it.
Okay.
Okay, you do walk around for maybe a good 15 minutes before you spot a boat. It's not large at all, but it does have at least a single sail on it. It has a small below deck area. You are posing as a minor politician, so it does seem to be something that someone of your station would be renting out for a night.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if as you say, if it is the kind of thing that someone of my disguised status would be, it would be acceptable for them to turn up, and then and I guess if I can afford it as well, I'll go for it. It'll help me get there and help keep up this ruse. I'll get in contact with the man about a boat.
As you get closer, you see it, behind the wheel of the boat. There is a gruff, 30-something bearded man sitting on the boat. He seems to be whittling away at some sort of wooden item in his hand. His back is turned to you, so it's up to you.
I won't step on a man's boat without introducing myself first, so I will call from ashore.
Excuse me, good sir.
You see his head come up, he has a quick look around, and he turns all the way around, he goes, "Evening."
I'm in need of a boat. I have a party to attend to this evening. And your vessel seems up for the job. Are you, my good man?
He takes his pipe out of his mouth and has a bit of a think about it. He goes, "What are you paying?"
Well, it's not exactly a jaunt out to sea. More of a taxi job, I suppose. But I am somewhat negotiable.
Right. Roll a diplomacy check, plus 20, because you do come across as being authoritative, and we'll see how he replies.
All right. Diplomacy, 30. See how we do.
With plus 20, it's once again a 50-50 chance.
50-50, right. And 16. Bam. All right, cool. So...
He replied, "Oh, taxi job. For how long?"
This is the thing, you see. Could be somewhat of a wait involved. The destination is it's a party, and, well, as you know, some parties can evolve into nights of debauchery. So, it could be some time, but I would assure you it would not be the whole night. Before sunrise, I assure.
He gets up onto the deck and starts untying the ropes and goes, "All right, you just better not bring this night of debauchery on my ship."
Oh no, not to worry. I know to keep certain aspects of work separate.
And I step onto the vessel.
Right. Getting out of the dock, it doesn't quite use its sails as such. You can see there's not the most intricate of machinery, but you can see there's a lever or two. He pulls, a button he pushes, and what feels like a jet underneath the boat starts up. And you can see it. You assume it's an array that probably just pushes water.
Yeah.
And the boat cleanly reverses out, and he puts a sail on, and off you go. Within a few minutes, you're out of the docks, and 20 minutes later, you're around the cliff, and Middleburg passes out of sight.
So I'm doing pretty good for time.
For a time, you should make it in about an hour and a half, so you'll be there with maybe half an hour to spare.
Okay. So it's a little bit tight, but it's looking like I'm going to get there in time.
Unless anything happens, but it looks like you'll be there on time.
Okay, unless anything happens. All right, okay. Well, I think that's about going to do us for the first session, our first episode. We're going to have to wait until next time to find out if anything does happen on the way to Castle Searguard. Alistair's still alive so far. I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't managed to get him killed by anyone yet or pissed anyone off too much. Thanks for joining me, Izak, and until next time, stay tuned.